some octave reverb with a little bit of an octave up pedal before it and some distortion to really just make an ambient mess. What's up? What's poppin'? What's good? What's good in the neighborhood? Welcome back to another episode of Stefan's Bass Blog. We're back here in the room. Everybody seemed to really like the Bionicles, so they're still up there. There's some Throwbots too. I failed to show the Throwbots, but I got the Throwbots. So most recently I picked up this guy. This is a 2024 Rickenbacker 4003 in Maple Glow. I've always wanted one of these and I had the money for one finally and I bought it and now I don't have any money anymore. And unlike everybody else who seems to get them in Jet Glow or Scott Pilgrim Glow, I got mine in Maple Glow because look at that wood grain. It's like the 70s. You remember the 70s. They had big blocks that made like 2 horsepower. Wood grain? So now that I own one of these babies, I wanted to try something that I've wanted to try forever and finally have the means to. Rico sound. Now if you don't know what Rico sound is, the easy, quick and dirty explanation is it's taking both your pickups and splitting them into their own separate outputs. Meaning you can do bi-amping, you could do a stereo rig, you could do all kinds of crazy stuff. If you watched last week's video, you'll notice that I had 2 separate cabs with 1 amp. So easy enough to split if I get another amp, right? This means I can run separate effects to one channel, leave the other channel clean. I can hook into my DL4 and get some crazy stereo echoing going through both cabs separately. We'll try it. But herein lies the problem. 1, I only have a single amp, but I think I can do some computer trickery to get myself another one. And 2, I don't have the splitting box. Now, between you and me, I'm not very good at soldering. You might remember this guy from last week. Hate to say it, I didn't do any of the soldering, I offsourced it. So, I'm gonna do the same thing for my little converter. And without further ado, I'd like you to meet my friend over at Shock Hazard Corner. Take it away. Ow! Okay, so I've been commissioned by some idiot to make a Rickosound adapter. Shouldn't be too hard, it'll be a nice quick video. Let's do it. So really, all Rickosound is a TRS to dual TS adapter. You can make them really fancy or you can make them really dumb like I am. So all Stefan gave me were the 1/4 inch jacks. So I had to go to work and scrounge up some wire that I found. And I also need a case to put this in. So I went rooting around in my junk drawer and I found this. So that's what you get. I love strippers. Wow! That sure doesn't want to stay. There we go. Wow. Wow! Ooh! Wow, that focused great. Wow. Well, there we go. That's soldering. Now I just gotta pop a couple holes in this here Rickosound and we'll be good to install it and send it on its way. So unfortunately this just ain't working for me. I blew a hole right there. This is the only one of these I can get to actually fit. So bye-bye. We're gonna use Grandma's candies. Wow! Woo! Duh. Oh, there it is. Wow, look at that. 2 outputs, 1 input. It looks like Grandma's candies. Well, that's about all for me. I'm gonna send this guy over to my good pal Stefan, and I'll see you whenever I see you. Bye! Well, not only is that guy's voice really annoying, but I guess this is what I got. So I put my TRS into the one end, splits that into 2 TS's, and supposedly I'll be able to hook into my amp rig. Speaking of the amp rig, well, we're back here at the amp rig. Thank you, post-production Stefan. Luckily I like cheap amps, so now I can have 2 of them for the price of a new one. So here's the plan. This guy is gonna run the 1x15, and the top one's gonna run the 2x10. Make it really easy, and yeah, then we're just gonna mic them both separately and go from there. So we're gonna keep this super straightforward and simple. The neck pickup, going to the 1x15. The bridge pickup, going to the 2x10. And the other thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna click on the old school Rick sound here. So without further ado, let's just play a clean stereo sample here. It sounds weird and wacky to you. I can't really tell because theoretically you're supposed to have the cabs separated. I've still got them stacked, so I'm just kind of hearing what the two cabs would normally sound like in mono. Anywho, I'm going to send my DS1 up to this guy and leave this guy as a clean tone, and we'll mash them together, see how it sounds. Let's go full wing-a-dinga, shall we? Play it. Alright, up next, we're gonna pipe the DL4 with the ping pong effect to both cabs. See what that does. It's gonna sound weird and wacky, I would assume. I'm also gonna turn the capacitor back off. That was weird. I like it though. I think I'm gonna use that way more. In my previous band, I used to do a crude and dirty version of that. I used to have one delay pedal feed into another, and it would kind of create that sort of effect, but in mono. But that's sort of a way cooler way to do it, have the stereo effect. Next, why don't we play around with that little ambient effect I did in the beginning? Well, that was totally different. That was a pretty basic video, but I just wanted to kind of scratch the surface on what I could do with this. Maybe down the road I'll have something really cool figured out and I can bring this here video back around. I've got a bunch of Rogue pedals lying around I can make a secondary board for, maybe try to get dual distortions going and weird echo effects and all kinds of crazy stuff. So, we'll see. Anyways, back to me over here. Well, wasn't that funny? Hee hee ha ha! Well, if you got a kick out of that, make sure you click the funny thumb button. I like that. It seems to help the videos a lot. And if you haven't already, click the funny subscribe button. I hear if you click it, it makes like a little magical effect now or something. I don't know when they added that, but it does it. If you don't believe me, there's your incentive. If you click it, it goes, Woo! I guarantee it, they've got a voice recording of me screaming like that. Anyways, thanks for tuning in. I'll see you next time. I got some wacky ideas coming down the line, and I hope you'll tune in and watch them. Without further ado, bye!